John MILFORD Last updated 1504, September 28, 2017. The Island Bay Cycleway, which was completed in 2016, has been a controversial addition to the southern Wellington suburb. Forgive me, but I have to write about the Island Bay Cycleway this week. By anyone's measure, the cycleway has been a total debacle. Many would have a stronger description. What started out as the first part of a plan for cycleways throughout the city has turned into a trail of accusation and claim and counterclaim that has been a waste of time and money for ratepayers, residents and Wellington City Council WCC. After some public consultation in 2014, the council proceeded with the 1.7-kilometer stage along the parade at Island Bay, saying it had listened to all sides of the submissions and made significant changes to reflect feedback. Wellington Mayor Justin Lester has proposed a compromise solution for the layout of the Island Bay Cycleway. More shouting erupts as Wellington City Council approves new Island Bay Cycleway design despite public protest. Car parks were moved towards the center of the road, and the cycleway put between them and the footpath, though onto the footpath or back into traffic at bus stops and some corners. But after months of confusion, several cyclist versus car collisions and many near misses, and suffering businesses thanks to removal of car parks, something had to give. A report by the New Zealand Transport Agency in 2016 said residents thought it was a poor solution delivered without proper community consultation, and concluded that council needed to review it and re-engage with the community. After an independent report identified significant safety concerns, former Mayor Celia Way-Brown admitted design options had been narrowed too quickly, and council had not involved the community enough. There it was, twice lack of proper consultation. But would the message sink in? Island Bay residents attend a public meeting to explain the final 4 options for fixing the Island Bay Cycleway. In May it seemed so. The council presented 6 new options, and this time was talking full consultation, holding community workshops and a public meeting. In July, after feedback, a short list of 4 went to further public consultation that included a pop-up shop and a Facebook page. But the 3763 submissions showed that residents and businesses were still divided. Finally, this week councillors voted on a compromise proposal for a cycleway between the footpath and the curb at the same height, with cars again parking against the curb. Wellington Chamber of Commerce Chief Executive John MILFORD. What originally cost $1.7 million would now cost a further $4.1 million, with $2 million more for resealing. A total of $7.8 million, plus nearly another $250,000 for consultants and whatever costs of WCC staff and resource. End of story. With some residents promising to go to court, perhaps not. Given the debacle, the council has instigated 2 reviews into its handling of the project, one looking at the submission process, analysis, and findings, the other at the broader consultation process. There are some outstanding questions. I would expect the consultation review to also answer. Why was the project designated and funded by council alone? Why didn't council take NZTA advice on the project? Why did it talk about NZTA funding early on, but proceed before it was available, and so to miss it altogether? The cycleway debacle is a lesson the council must learn from, and fast. Though they talked and listened to residents, they obviously didn't hear what they were saying. That must not be repeated if the city wants to get its dealings right with central government and be part of and negotiate bigger deals, such as looming vital projects. The much-anticipated Let's Get Welly moving outcome, expected in November, with its possible scenarios of tunnels, flyovers, road changes, tolls, and congestion charges, is one we must get right. The Convention Center and Movie Museum, with promises of attracting 300,000 people a year, creating 500 tourism and hospitality jobs, and contributing $38 million to the local economy, is another. Last week, I was at an International Chambers of Commerce convention at the Sydney Convention Center and saw what getting it right can mean. Most of the 1,200 people from 100 countries were staying on for 714 days after the event. That's incentive enough right there. John MILFORD is the chief executive of the Wellington Chamber of Commerce staff.